Hello, Earth Justice and friends. My name is Manny, and I'm an attorney on the Sustainable Food and Farming team. Today, in honor of our Earth Month, we want to talk about soil. We know about the biodiversity crisis and the climate crisis, but did you know soil has a big part to play in both? The UN says that if we don't start preserving our planet's soil, we're in big trouble. We won't be able to grow food for starts. The nation's Corn Belt has lost over 35% of its topsoil. Across the US, our soil is eroding up to 1,000 times faster than experts say is sustainable. Soil is in dire crisis, and this will affect our climate, biodiversity, and, perhaps most alarmingly, food security itself. Healthy soil is full of microorganisms and invertebrates such as worms. Soil organisms do critical work. They are the foundation of biodiversity on this planet. Soils also absorb, filter, and purify our water, helping to protect against flash flooding, which will become more and more common with climate change. 1 teaspoon of healthy soil contains billions of bacteria, fungi, and other microbes. Healthy soils are composed of organic matter from decaying plants and animals, a wide variety of nutrients, water, and a breathtaking amount of breathing plants, fungi, and other organisms. I think the most amazing thing about healthy soil is that it is filled with life. It breathes.
Soils also play a major role in the carbon cycle and in climate. When we think of the carbon cycle, we often think of trees and the atmosphere, but there's more carbon in the upper meter of soil globally than there is in all of the trees and the atmosphere combined. I'm Mustafa, the staff scientist on the Sustainable Food and Farming team, and much of my research focuses on soils. Soil carbon is stored in grasslands, forests, and wetlands. But many land use changes associated with agriculture release it, which is terrible for climate change. Converting land, whether grasslands or forests, to agriculture results in a number of harms. We lose topsoil rapidly at the time of conversion, continue to lose soil through poor farming practices, and we lose out on the additional sequestration that would have occurred if native vegetation was allowed to remain in place. These lands could be accumulating and storing carbon and supporting biodiversity, but instead they are emitting carbon in quantities that the planet cannot afford. Soils are fundamental to food justice, climate, biodiversity, and all of us. Farmers are already adapting to climate change such as heat waves and floods, with an eye towards food security well into the future. But we need to give all farmers the tools they need for soil conservation and other sustainable farming practices.
But there's good news. There's much we can do to protect the little topsoil we still have left and rebuild soils wherever we can. Here are some examples. We can plant more perennial plants, which are plants that grow from year to year like trees, shrubs, and grasses. Perennial plants store a lot more carbon and have deeper roots that make them more adaptable. So, integrating perennial crops like fruit and nut trees and grasses with annual crops can be a real win-win. We can also use prairie strips, which are portions of cropland that have been planted with native prairie plants. Prairie strips help to break up monoculture farms and allow soil to regenerate within the strip, build habitat for pollinators, absorb and hold water, and provide other benefits. In addition, we can plant several different crops in rotation rather than planting a single crop, such as corn or soybeans, every year. This biodiversity helps build healthy and resilient soils, which many cultures have known for millennia.
The Sustainable Food and Farming team at Earth Justice works on many issues that will help build soil health, such as helping push for state and federal laws that support farmers' adoption of healthy soil practices. I'm Carrie, a senior attorney on the team, and I'd love to share a few of the ways our advocacy is advancing soil health. First, we are trying through litigation and policy advocacy to reduce federal subsidies that encourage the production of millions of acres of corn and soy for biofuel. This production uses limited and precious land and soil, and at the same time, it threatens endangered species and their habitat and the climate all at the same time. Second, We are using these same tools of litigation and advocacy to challenge climate, air, and water pollution from the production of food products from animals. Most people don't realize that almost all of our meat, poultry, and dairy comes from industrial-scale animal factories where tens of thousands of animals are kept in crammed conditions. These produce more waste than many cities, and that waste causes a lot of water and air pollution as well as greenhouse gas emissions. So we have cases in advocacy challenging this pollution and seeking stricter oversight. And third, we are working with partners on the ground in New York City, advocating to protect community gardens and improve soil health. These are just some of the ways the Sustainable Food and Farming team is working to advance healthy soils.
Every 5 years, Congress must pass a new farm bill. This is the law that supports both food security for those in need, think of the food stamp program, and creates a safety net for farmers. The bill can also help farmers and ranchers adopt climate-friendly practices, and that's our goal. The Farm Bill pays farmers billions of dollars every year, and we'll try to ensure that more of this money goes to help build, rather than deplete, healthy soils. Our team has someone full-time on Capitol Hill and at Congress working to meet this moment. That's me, actually, Ranjani, Senior Legislative Representative at Earth Justice, and it is thrilling. I work with the rest of the team to educate policymakers about the way we can make sure agriculture is part of the climate solution and not just a growing part of the problem. The exciting thing about this work is that while, on the one hand, agriculture is big business, courtroom battles, and Capitol Hill negotiations, food is also part of our homes. It's one of the most important parts of most of our daily lives. We can make a difference both in our personal lives and in our policy advocacy.
If worms aren't your thing, there are other ways you can help fight climate change and support biodiversity. Visit our homepage for our feature stories and media hits. It's earthjustice.org/office/sustainable food farming. I'm Nidhya, the communications and media strategist for the team, and I can attest a lot is going on. You can find most of the team here in New York City. We'd love to see you. Have a happy Earth Month. Thank you for watching.